Hello, my name is Sarah Dantzer. I'm with essentialconnection.ca here in Lethbridge. I'm a registered massage therapist and I'm here to bring you some helpful tips in order to move your body well. Today I'm going to teach you about range of motion within each of the different joints of your body. Range of motion is really important as it's the full extent within a safe movement of your different joints. These movements are really great to understand and know about. They are helpful in recovery when you're looking to do gentle exercises to get your body back feeling its best. And they're really wonderful to understand and know when you're looking to understand what's causing pain and to help inform yourself and the wellness team around you in order to recover fully. Today I'm going to teach you about range of motion of the body. So range of motion is the full range in which your joints move in your body. This is important because it's a straightforward movement, and the reason that we use it is to understand where our body's limitations are when there's pain and recovery happening. And so these are great movements to know in order to speed up your recovery and welcome in gentle movements that are safe and effective. It also helps to isolate the different muscles that are specific in the movement of your body. And you can use this language and this terminology with your healthcare team in order to heal your body fully. As we go through the range of motion of each joint, we're going to move into the full movement, and we're then going to hold it for a count of 3 before we return back to our initial posture and then go into the next range of motion movement. We're going to start with our heads. So the first range of motion of our neck has the flexion of the neck first, where we go down, and then we raise our chin up as we do extension of the neck. We hold for 3, 2, 1, and we're back. And next we're going to do rotation of the neck to the right. And so we move over this way and back to center and to the left. Back to center. Next we have lateral flexion. So we're going to go to the right, essentially your ear to your shoulder. Back to center, and then lateral flexion to the left. And back to center. So our next range of motion is our shoulders. So our first movement is going to be abduction of the shoulder as we raise our shoulders up. And then we go back down, and this is then adduction of the shoulder. We're going to set up for our next range by holding our arms like so. And then we're going to do medial rotation of the shoulder as we bring our arms down. And then in returning to our original posture, this is now lateral rotation of the shoulder. Next, we're going to bring our arms forward into horizontal adduction of the shoulder. And as we return back, this is horizontal abduction. And I always like to go the next way, where you reverse the arms. So again, horizontal adduction, and then horizontal abduction. And back to our original position. Next we have our elbow joint, which is a hinge joint. And so we've got flexion of the elbow and extension of the elbow. Next is our wrist. So our wrist has flexion of the wrist, extension of the wrist, ulnar deviation, which is when we go towards the pinky, radial deviation. Okay, go up. And we go towards the thumb. And that's that. Now we have our wrist range of motion. And so we'll start by doing ulnar deviation, which is where we bring our pinky towards our center, kind of away from the body, and then back to our regular stage. And then we're gonna do radial deviation, where we do the opposite to where we're moving towards our thumbs. And then we bring it back to center. And now we've got flexion of the wrist. And back to center. And then we have extension of our wrists. And back to center. So this next motion's a little unique. It's going to be, let's see, we're gonna go kind of like this. And so we've got pronation, which is kind of like a rotation of the wrist. And then supination, another rotation to the other way. So I like to think of pronation, you're a basketball pro, and supination, you're holding a cup of soup. Next, we're gonna do our back range of motion, and we're gonna start with lateral flexion. So laterals to the side, and we're gonna go to the right, tracing the hand towards the knee, back to center, lateral flexion to the left, and back to center. So next we've got extension of the spine, and you're really wanting to hold your hips straight and not push them out as you do this, as you lean back and extend the spine. Like so, and back to center. And then lastly, we have flexion of the spine, which is where you essentially touch your toes. Right, so flexion of the spine, and back to center. Next, we're gonna do the range of motion for the hips. And so our first movement is hip rotation. And so we do lateral rotation of the hip. And then we do medial rotation of the hip. Next for our hip, we've got a hip hike. And so what we're doing is we're elevating the hip and lower. Our next range of motion is abduction of the hip. And so it's good to have this wall as you raise your leg. And then adduction of the hip is where we bring it back, and you just want to cross over slightly before we bring it back. The next hinge joint in the body is our knee, and so we do perform flexion of the knee and extension. So again, that's flexion of the knee and extension. And lastly, we have our ankle range of motion. And so we're gonna start with flexion of the ankle, where we bend our toes back towards us, and then extension of the ankle, kind of like a ballerina toe. And then bringing it back, we're gonna do what's then called inversion of our ankle. And that's where our foot is inverted towards our body. And then we'll bring it back. And then we have eversion, where we bring it away. And you don't have to worry about your knee being, you can be relaxed in the knee. And we bring it back. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps you with your body and learning more about how to take care of yourself. If you have more information or questions, please visit me at my website, essentialconnection.ca, or email me at essentialconnection.ca@gmail.com. Have a great day.